how these ring lights make me look. That's the problem. I always do that thing in my eyes. Anyways. Yeah. So yesterday, I didn't make tea because I'm. Oh shit! I don't have to drink tea. I can drink coffee. Holy shit. Now, while that shit's boiling, let's talk about random shit. But first, let me do 20 push ups. I'm doing something different with the workout. Instead of like working out, like some people work out traditionally, but they're all bitches. So, like, instead of like being a dipshit and like doing 5 sets of fucking whatever, I'm gonna do push ups. I don't know if that made sense. They probably didn't explain anything. I don't know if it's a grammar issue. I don't really dive that deep into certain things because there's a lot to dive. But okay, that's besides the point. The point is I'm gonna do. Well, that shit already boiled. Anyways. So the point is this. I'm gonna do 20 push-ups randomly, right? Just based on how I feel. People generally don't follow their feelings, right? They're like, feelings are not facts. Um, I, that's actually interesting. That's actually interesting. Feelings are not facts. Uh, I think your body processes information to survive, and sometimes that information is inaccurate. Yeah, but a lot of the times, it is grounded within some level of truth. Like for example, your body understands that it needs to eat sugar and store energy through fat, right? And it's ineffective to some extent, but to some extent, there is some like logical reasoning to it, right? And of course, within feelings, there could be errors. So it's like that's why logic generally works better, but not everyone's brain can facilitate logical thinking, etc., etc. And not everything needs to be super correct. That's the other point. So, like, in terms of working out, if you get the general idea right, you're most likely gonna see progress regardless. Also, depending on how much progress you really want to see. So yeah, some people want to look like Greek gods, so they're gonna have to be more technical. I literally just want to get blood flowing, right? Like, I don't give a fuck about all the this and that. For me, it's like push-ups. Yeah, my logic is as long as I'm doing the exercise, I'm good, and as long as it's relatively intense. Yeah, this is fucking bright. Anyways, there's no teaspoon. I feel thirsty. One of the things I really I have water in the room, so whatever. I was laughing at something. Anyways, okay, it's not that bright. I think my eyes should adjust. Fuck. Anyways, so like, yesterday was funny because I blacked out, right? And blacking out is weird because it doesn't happen in the traditional sense. Blacking out is like, okay, let me lie down for a while, and then you black out, right? Decisions, the places we take ourselves as human beings, but it's hella fun. Anyways, so yeah, I blacked out, but I'm not dead. I should have just paced myself. I guess I didn't calculate it properly, right? So like sometimes in your head you're like, nah, this shit's not hitting. I need more. And you're not taking into account that you ate a little bit of food, so it's probably gonna take a second or two to hit, and then you're like, okay, it's not hitting, right? And you should drink more. And then you think about it, and you're like, wait, what the fuck am I saying? You think about it, and you're like, yeah, you drink more, right? But by the time it hits you, shit, it hits you like a truck, right? And the feeling's pleasurable, but the pleasurable feeling only lasts for like a second or two before you realize that you feel fucked, right? You're like gonna. I should have purged. That's a thing people do. Cause like when you purge, it hits you like instantly, so you can gauge levels much easier, right? But then like with that delayed effect is what confuses me. Anyways, decisions, 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 decisions. A lot of people listen to Doja Cat. I don't get the hype. Like, okay, I do. Her music is very catchy. Like, I won't lie. It's like, but her voice is funny. I feel like it's something you listen to if you're brain dead. Because that's the type of shit you can only process if you've been exposed to like a lot of brain rot. Like Doja Cat, like shit. Like I can't listen to Doja Cat. Like there's no amount of anything that will make me be able to bear with the sound of Doja Cat. Her music's not bad. I can see why people like it. That's why I say it's not bad. But people shouldn't like it. It's like heroin. It's like heroin. You can see why people like heroin, but you shouldn't fucking do heroin. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's the same as Doja Cat. What gets you to a point where you enjoy Doja Cat? Right? Like, doesn't make sense. Ugh. I realized that, like, shit, grounded. Everyone's egotistical these days, and I guess to some extent I'm egotistic, but I'm not a dipshit, so it doesn't really count. Everyone's egotistical. Everyone thinks they're cool, right? I'm understanding that I've run laps around everyone, like cognitively, physically, like I'm just better. But anyway, see, that's ego. No, but that's not ego. That's just truth. Well, not everyone, obviously. Some person could be 6'4" and fucking have a 5,000 IQ. Sorry, lost focus. But anyways, lost focus. Sometimes I rewatch the video and I'm like, what was I saying here? And it's because of like, sometimes when I speak, I understand what I'm saying, but like when I say it, it doesn't. But anyways, so like, that's how the point. Alright. We live in clown world. Everyone's fucking delusional. Everyone thinks they're cool, but they're full of shit, right? And it confuses me, cause it's like, why does this person think they're so cool, right? Like, it's like, and I think it's because of like people live in like when you're in your head on the internet, which is just a representation of like how you think, because the algorithm caters content to what you like, etc., etc. You essentially just live in an echo chamber. So like an echo chamber where like your delusion is being fed, right? It's like if you think that having muscles is cool, and or you watch your muscle videos, you're gonna think you're cool. Whereas realistically, you look like a guy with muscles. Shit. Which is cool to an extent, but it's not like the basis of everything. Life is like it's a technicolor. The fuck? An aura. I think that's a better word, and it's one I can actually pronounce. Shit. Well, that coach Some people don't have to confront reality. Most people don't have to confront reality, and most people choose not to confront reality. They choose to stay in like that echo chamber, that self-feeding bullshit delusion sphere called Instagram, where it convinces you that you're something, whereas realistically speaking, you're nothing, and we're all nothing. We just happen to be biological whatever is floating through on a big rock in space, etc., etc. We're all insignificant, except to ourselves and to the organism itself. But realistically, it's like shit. It's like to put into perspective, it's like a lot of the things that we care about and that we think make us cool. If we were to try to convince a monkey that it's cool, it would look at us funny. In fact, it wouldn't even be able to process what we're saying. Because in nature, all that animals care about is food and sex, right? Which is quite funny. That's like the basis of survival, food and sex. So like, I don't know how we got to the point where, I guess it's pleasurable perhaps. I guess maybe it started off as a game and then some of us just got trapped in it. Well, a lot of us got trapped in it. But yeah, this whole Matrix shit. A lot of people say we live in a Matrix, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, we have to escape the Matrix. That doesn't make sense to me. It's like, it's like, the only reason you're probably saying that is because of you're losing so much and you stop liking the game or some shit. But anyways. So yeah, it does get interesting, but I constantly need to remind myself that we just happen to be here, and really realistically speaking, you're probably gonna die, and you're just here looking at random shit that's also gonna die. So it's like, why take anything seriously? Some people come to the conclusion that that's nihilism, or you'll probably have a suicidal worldview. My first answer to that would be, well, what's wrong with that? But I sort of see what would be wrong with that. And I say, no, it's just confronting the truth that we just all happen to appear here without a rule book. we just gotta, the only thing we do know is that we just gotta go through life and try to be as logical as possible, etc., etc. Something along those lines. Yeah, a lot of people try to prove God. Yeah, fuck that shit, honestly. Makes me tired. God this, God that, fuck God. Anyways. Uh, so yeah. YouTube Premium. You know, I'd never get YouTube Premium. There's an aspect of me that enjoys ads. I like waiting. I saw a comedy thing on waiting. The only time where you're expected to do nothing and rewarded for it. That was quite funny. Anyways. But I'm still shy. So it's almost 11. But yeah, I had a trading win yesterday. After a while, I decided to change things up, and weirdly enough, it worked. I got too caught up in my ways. Sometimes being too overly technical can sort of be detrimental to profits. So sometimes you just gotta let go. Yeah. a framework that just allows you to let go and not be as strict when it comes to like managing money. But if you do that too much, then you're just gambling. It's like it's like saving versus spending. You need a balance between the two. So realistically, spend half your money on booze, save the rest. The only issue is that if you're not earning that much, then it becomes a problem. But in that case, doing either one won't really work. You just gotta find a way to earn more. So yeah. Okay, like I can put it into perspective. Let's just say you're earning $100 a day, not a day. Let's just say $100 a month. Just randomly, you're earning a very small amount, right? And then you try to save. How long will it take for you to save until you can actually buy something significant, right? You're better off spending the money and then finding a way to increase income. Now you could invest it. I think that's where like investing in whatever is a better solution. It's a better solution because of it allows you to multiply your money no matter how much you have. That's why it's appealing to a lot of people. Yeah. Um, a lot of people compare with the amount of sugar I put in coffee and tea. They're like, it's not enough. It tastes bitter. I don't know. I don't have a sweet tooth. It's not my thing. It's overwhelming, overstimulating, right? But also I'm not gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Hear me out. Like, okay, that's an inaccurate statement. No, I just realized that no, there's nothing wrong with being gay. I mean, there's something wrong with doing everything. I guess what I was trying to say is, if a person's gay, they're gay, right? Like, who cares? It's not as detrimental as you might think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people say being straight is detrimental. The straight white male. I need to get off the internet. It gets me concerned with problems that don't even concern me. Right? Like, who gives a fuck about liberals and that's like some American shit. like, like, okay, realistically speaking, when am I ever gonna meet a liberal or a conservative or whatever? Right? Also, the whole religious argument. Okay, this is the problem. I stopped arguing about religion, then people want me to argue about religion. Right? So, like, it bores me. Right? Because like shit, I'm too smart for that shit. Like I can predict the answer before the answer, whatever. Plus, even if there is a god, like he's probably a dickhead. Huh. But yeah, I don't want to be concerned with stupid shit. Right? Like I could argue about liberal and conservatism and whether there is a god or not, but I'm still broke. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like all of life is being rich. It's just to say that I have better things to do. Right? Like I'm better off going to a party or something. You know? And parties suck. A lot of people say when you drink you get tired the next day. It just depends on how you do it. Um, yeah. Gravity is weird. Anyways. Haunted, haunted. uh, uh, yeah. So yeah, honestly, we live in a society. Private jet. Yeah. Oh, we live in a society. None of this shit made me happy. But yeah, no. Um, Yeah, no, I don't got nothing to say. Must be the music. People need to talk. But I'll ever know. Bad decisions. Um, I used to not like Drake, but he's not bad. Like, he's actually a good musician. If you can get over the fact that it's Drake, right? Chris Brown too. Like, okay, Chris Brown is actually good. That's the weird thing about it. I guess I just didn't get the hype until I listened to his music. Like, I think what I don't get is why females are so obsessed with him. Okay, it's honestly attractive. Well, I haven't seen a picture of him. I think the last time I saw Chris Brown or like a video image of him was like years ago. I only catch glimpses these days. I don't know why females so obsessed with Chris Brown. I'm trying to think. Is it just because of he's a good singer? I think it might be the same reason females are obsessed with Usher. I think he's a good singer, good music, and relatively attractive. It's like a concoction. So if I wanted to get more bitches, I'd have to become a good. Okay. So I guess women are more attracted to the whole singing shit than the whole rap shit. Because if you see the amount of women obsessed with Chris Brown compared to the amount of women obsessed with any rapper, it's like absurd. Okay. I think the other difference is that like rappers generally don't stay relevant for a long time. So like, Chris Brown has been relevant for like a really long time. So he's acquired like that fan base. As rappers will have like will hit release one song and they don't even have a fan base. Like it's weird. Huh. The other thing is I don't know, Chris Brown. He's cool though. I don't know. I think I've seen him in a movie. What movie was it? I don't know, but Future's dope as fuck. Like I'd fanboy over him till the day I die. Shit. Like Future could murder a person and I'll still okay, fuck. Who cares if fuck if a person died? Let me use a more extreme. Can't use that example. Wait, why can't I? Yeah, because I'm uncomfortable with it. Yeah. I don't know what the public reception is gonna be of that, and I don't know if I want to deal with that. Maybe one day when I don't care about it. But anyway, so yeah, no. Future's dope as fuck. But Bad Omens, honestly, metal and rock is just. I wouldn't say it's better. They both have their times. It's not for casual listening. I'll say that much. It's more like if you want to get into your feelings or some shit. Like if you want to fucking crash a car or like sort of like do some whatever. You know what annoys me? A lot of people cannot drive. Like I've realized that. Like a lot of people like really suck at driving. Okay, they don't suck at driving itself. They just don't have a good spatial awareness, right? Like they're not aware that they're on a road with other cars. It's like they expect you to guess their movements, right? Which is relatively annoying, right? It's like it's weird. Anyways, it's not that deep. The only negative thing that could happen is you crashing, and you probably won't die. I realize death from car crash is statistically improbable. So like, yeah, you're more likely to die from something else. I don't know, or who knows. You probably get injured though. Water is a crime. Well, let me just put this shit in the fridge. I want to try fermented eggs, like that Vietnamese shit. Yeah, is it Vietnamese? I don't know. It's Asian. So like yeah, I was about to skip the ad, but yeah, a lot of people are like racism, this racism. So okay. This is what people don't get. There's like a difference between like actively oppressing a person. I think the better way to say it is this: discrimination is very broad and exists in varying degrees, right? It's like you can't say heat is bad. Heat is gonna exist within different degrees, right? So like a good example is like this. You can discriminate in such a way where it's not that harmful. You just prefer to interact with a certain type of people. And you can discriminate in such a way that's humorous. And you can discriminate in such a there's many ways you can discriminate. So like when people say racism, racism in and of itself is like it derives from like discrimination. It's like a type of discrimination, but even within racism there'd be different types of racism. So that could be like black people do that, but that's not really racism. That's like a stereotype. I think racism would just be more so like the treatment, etc., etc. But it won't always be as harmful as you think, and it's actually not that deep, unless you got shot because you're black and it's happening at mass. But yeah, no. I think it's also blown out of proportion a lot of times. Sometimes my brain gets foggy, and a lot of people like react to like the slightest things. They like if something's wrong, then like they freak out. One thing I've learned is that like if you feel tired, your brain's foggy, your life is shit, or something like that, it's not that deep, right? It's like it's probably gonna pass. If it doesn't pass, the worst that could happen is that you die, right? That's my logic. And what happens when you die? Everything probably just fades to black. And I'll tell you why I think so. And I'm probably right because I'm a genius. Think about it. If the only way you experience things is using your senses, using your alive physical senses, right? Then, and those physical senses die, right? Like your brain shuts down and everything. How are you going to experience things? That doesn't make sense. Now you could say we have a soul, but then what is a fucking soul, right? Like the physical form and body is all that you know, right? It's like beyond that, we've never really seen ghosts or any of that shit, and it's probably just a hallucination. It's just your brain playing tricks, like most likely. A lot of people say, "Oh, there are videos of these things happening." It could literally be anything, but it's very unlikely that it's a fucking superhero ghost thing. But I like money. A lot of people say drinking is bad. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna stop drinking. Drinking is bad. Alcohol addiction. This, that. I don't think alcohol is bad. I think people are bad. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I think that all alcohol does is give you the courage to be a dipshit, right? I think it's just liquid courage at the end of the day, right? But if you're naturally a dipshit, then it doesn't matter whether you drink or not, right? So it's not the alcohol is the problem, it's you. And you've been suppressing all that shit for so long, now as you drink, it comes out. But if you're just naturally open, then like, alcohol's really not gonna affect you much other than like, let you have a good time, right? But yeah, no. I guess okay. Everyone's different. Some people are want to suppress that inner thing that they're uncomfortable with. So like they're gonna be like, nope. For me to suppress this thing effectively, let me stop drinking. Uh, yeah, sure, I get it. Yeah. Some people are just pussies though. So like even if they drink, like the worst that could happen is they just become bigger pussies. That statement sounds odd. But anyways. It's kind of hot. Yeah, I can tell the vascularity is increasing. It's actually kind of hot. But yeah, no. A lot of people say smoking is bad. Hear me out. We're all gonna die. Okay, I'll tell you why that statement doesn't make sense. Tell who knows who that is. Fuck. Okay, the reason saying we're all gonna die is not really an argument is because of we understand that we're all gonna die, but if we know we're gonna die, and it's probably like very far away, or you're probably gonna die like 40 years later, then you may as well increase the quality of those 40 years. That's the logic most people use. Hence why we're all gonna die is not a good argument, because of what affects you, what doesn't really affect you now could affect you like 3 years later. Then you're still gonna be alive, which may bring rise to like a shitty earthly experience. So yeah, it's an odd statement to make. We're all gonna die, but I guess I also get the validity of it. Like when we do die, everything that mattered won't matter, right? But while you're alive, it does matter. That's the point. So yeah, at least I think so. If you're like in the state of apathy, I don't think it matters. But in other words, apathetic or some shit. Anyways. I think thinking is just a form of expression. It's like when things stay in your head too long, it sort of builds up. So when you have a chance to like communicate it or release it through like speech, you sort of feel relieved in a sense, right? It's like when a child has a lot of energy and you tell them to sit down, they feel like uncomfortable. That's why a lot of people say they have ADHD. You probably don't like this. You probably don't have ADHD. It's just that you maybe don't want to sit down for long periods of time because of like you want to be active and shit. Yeah, like some people learn better through activity. So like for example, some people will keep up better with like a very active lecture or whatever. Like if someone moves around a lot and is very expressive, they'll be able to keep up, right? Where some people prefer to like sit still for a while. I think that yeah, that's the weird thing about having children and shit. You could get a child who's just not active, and then you happen to be active. In which case, you're asking yourself, "What the fuck's wrong with this kid? Why doesn't he want to move around?" Right? Or you could get a child that's always moving around. In which case, you're like, "Doc, do you ever chill?" Like, you get what I'm saying? Now it's a question of whether I'll ever call my children dog. Um, no, I'm not having children. Fuck that shit. Anyways, um, like, why would I want a smaller, dumber version of something? We don't even know if it's ours. That was quite funny. Anyways, so yeah, why would I want a smaller, dumber version of a human being? Shit. Like, adults are already dumb. Not a child. Okay, no, some children are smarter than adults. But I don't want to raise a creature. It's not my thing. I don't even want a dog. That's how much responsibility. That's how much I'm avoiding responsibility. Like, shit, I just want to be responsible for me being alive. Imagine, like, I struggle to stay alive on a daily basis, then I'm gonna get a smaller version that I have to take. Okay, it could potentially motivate you to do better. That's the idea. Like, some people are like, hey, if I have a child, I might do better, but at the same time, what if it doesn't? Then you're lazy, and you have to take care of a human. Nah, fuck that shit. I don't like children. I don't hate them, but it's like I'm overall indifferent to children. Like a lot of people see children and they're like, "Oh, I have to play with this." Like fuck that shit. What am I gonna like? How's that gonna help me? Oh, you're so. They're not even that cute. Like shit. Mm. Okay, some children are cute, but yeah, who gives a fuck? I think all children are cute until they get older. Like they get into that toddler phase, then they just look a bit funny. Then they get older, then they start to look like children. Then they get older, then they start to look like teenagers. That's where it's almost like they're possessed. That possessed phase hit much later for me. Like I was like quiet for a while, then I just imploded. I don't think it was because of how well behaved. I was just in my head. So like then I imploded and then decided not imploded. I decided to express myself once, then I got addicted. Now I keep having to. Now I have to express myself all day. Shit. And when I can't do it, it's almost like I go into a quiet phase again. But it gives me energy to express myself again. So yeah. Then I started working out. Well, I never started working out. I started kickboxing and then I started working out. The only reason I worked out was because of I was doing kickboxing. If I wasn't, then I don't think I would have cared. In fact, none of my working out included building a bigger chest, except for that 1 month where I was like, I could use a bigger chest. And I don't even know if I got it. But again, it was like when I was what, 16, 17? And that was the bulk of it. Then after that, like for most of my working out, it was just either I want to kickbox and fight someone, or I'm just working out for the sake of working out, right? And it's not for the sake of working out, as in it's aimless. It's aimless in a sense, but it's more so just because of it. It makes you feel better, like when your blood is flowing, for some reason. Like even if you're like depressed, you're better off being depressed and hyped up, right? But then it just turns into anger. I don't know how hormones work. It confuses me sometimes. But yeah. Now these days I work out, but like it's like I work out in such a way where you're questioning if it actually is, if it's productive. And ironically enough, it is. It is because I'm a fucking genius. Like I know what I'm doing. Like 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 I'm actually smart. Most people don't understand that. Like throughout heaven and earth, I'm the honor one type shit. See what the internet's doing to me? Like fuck. Now I can't even speak without saying type shit. Like I get like the f bombs I always throw around for emphasis. It's like hyperbole type shit. See type shit. Like why would I say type? Fuck me. Okay, but the amount of time that I swear, most people think I'm possessed. Everyone's possessed by something. Anyways, but it's not actually swearing. What is swearing? Well, if you define it, it's not. But technically, words get redefined, so it could be a particular group of words that people are uncomfortable with, and then they call swearing or whatever. But yeah, who gives a fuck? Nobody's dead, right? Like, has everyone ever died from throwing around the F word? Stop objectifying women. People are meant to be objectified. What are we? We're objects throughout space. Wait, I don't get what's wrong with objectifying women? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. What could possibly? Oh yeah. Okay, it could bring rise to treating women in a degrading, not degrading. What's the better word? In a way that is not good. The fuck? And why wouldn't it be good? Okay. Let me think. How do you treat women when you objectify them? You catcall. Is catcalling a sin? I should use better words. People think I'm a Christian when I say the word sin. Uh, this guy. If heaven is and hell are real, shit, I'm cooked. If they're real, what are the chances that they're real? Fuck. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, if all the shit's actually real, and all these fuckers are talking about it, and they happen to be right, then I'm cooked. But it's the nature of life. But yeah, what's wrong with catcalling, right? Like, in fact, I'll argue that women like catcalling. Like, I don't see a problem with catcalling. Makes women uncomfortable. I don't know. Why does it make them uncomfortable? They're shy. I can't. I think the part of objectification. I don't fuck it. I can't think. I don't know. I'm trying to think about, but I think my brain doesn't care. It depends on the region. Some regions are gonna like catcalling, some aren't gonna be as comfortable with it. Also depends on the environment. Catcalling at work is probably not the best idea because everyone's stuck up and their heads out their asses. But catcalling at um, so yeah, no. Objectifying. I haven't heard the song in a while. Shit. I think I was 19 or 18 the last time I heard it. But yeah, being 18 was weird. And the reason it was weird was because of when you're 18, it's like you're 18. I don't know. That year was just a blur to me. I don't know what happened that year. I know what happened, but I don't know why it happened. I think I was just going through a phase. Then I turned 19. And 19 was cool because that's where everything calms down. It's like there's no some random motherfucker isn't shouting at you about assignments or some bullshit, right? And 20 is okay. Being 20 was fun. Why was it fun though? I don't know. It was just so random. Being 20 was just so random. Now I'm 21. Being 21 is I don't know. I'm 21. Yeah. I might look back at it in hindsight. I think being 21 is cool. Well, for me, I don't know. It's a bit age is sort of like an arbitrary representation of what should happen in your life. But so like for me, being 21, arbitrary representation that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? I understood what I said. And but you speak into a camera, so other people. Fuck me. Overthinking is a crime. But anyways, so like being 21 is weird because of it's where a lot of things start clicking, but it's also where some things just don't click. So you have to decide what to take into the next month or day or year. So like this works, this doesn't work. It's where you become a bit more pragmatic, right? When you're 18, you just well, when I was 18, I was just some Christian kid who was conflicted and thought God did this, blah blah blah. And 19, all that starts deconstructing, but there's still an aspect of you that has hope, and it's because of you believe in some new age Christian or new age philosophy bullshit. Then you get to the age of 20, then all of that just stops mattering. You're just like, fuck it, I'm alive, right? And then you get to the age of now, and then you're like, nothing matters, everything's bullshit. I don't want to do this anymore, but fuck it, I'm here, I may as well, right? That's like this year summed up. I don't want to do anything, but I'm here, so I may as well try something. And it's cool because of some of the things that you try actually click. Like it's like you see some sort of I won't say purpose, but some sort of functionality within it, right? Which is dope. But yeah, yeah. I'd say well, focus and everything just sort of went out the window this year. Like this year, like I'm like the most unfocused and everything. But at the same time, I think that that's a good thing. Like it gives you shiny object syndrome, which I think is good if you want to change. Like it gives you more experience with things. And the cool thing about that is that when you're younger, you can afford to have more experiences with things because of the risk is relatively low. Yeah, you don't really have anyone to take care of, or nobody's gonna die based on you taking a risk. So yeah. Uh, Also allows certain things to phase out of your life. Like a lot of times, I think you're stuck within certain habits, and then like um, you sort of need to like just surrender to them, so that you naturally just get exhausted of them, right? And some habits stay, like some bad habits stay, which I don't have a problem with because I mean, shit, it's being a human being, right? Am I gonna die from them? Who knows? I might, but it's an inevitable end that we're all gonna meet, or some shit like that. So it's like, yeah, it's quite fun, and I need to bath or some shit, but but it's quite it's interesting in hindsight. While you're experiencing it, it's either very blissful or very like annoying, right? And then you also have to deal with people, and you sort of have to accept the fact that that's like an inevitable whatever. Like shit. Okay, I can put it into perspective. You could get super rich today. You still have to deal with people to some extent, right? Like that won't change. So like it is what it is. Uh, yeah, life is I guess not supposed to be blissful. That's why certain habits and addictions stay. It's just to balance things out. But I think one thing I've also learned is that addictions and habits aren't necessarily bad as long as you have a way to negate some of the bad effects or cancel them out, right? So like the cool thing is that yeah, sure, you could have a bad habit, but then doing cardio every day sort of just negates all the bad things, or at least like preserves your sanity to some extent. Also, just having some sort of goal can help you manage an addiction or like bad habits. It lets you hold off on something long enough for you to actually get healthy again. So yeah. The other difficult thing about being 21 is, I think, meeting people. So first of all, meeting new people is easy, but getting along with them is very difficult. So like, yeah, whether it be online or in real life, because maybe they're just not used to how you communicate, or maybe they don't care, or maybe like you don't care, or you're not used to how they communicate, which is cool. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know, biology is weird. It just creates this complex figure with a weird brain, and it creates a bunch of them, and now they all have to interact. Yeah, the universe. But yeah, honestly, I think the shittiest thing about this year for me, like the shittiest thing about being 21 for me, is the fact that you realize that shit, you're practically invincible. You're not gonna die anytime soon. For most people, that sounds like bad, but okay. So this is my logic. This is how I view life. So you're experiencing this thing, and sure there are some good experiences, but then for the most part it's terrible, and you just have to go through it, right? And this is how I view like death, right? You don't experience anything, so it's neither good nor bad. You're just gone, right? So that's a shitty thing with being invincible, not being able to die. It's like you're just here, like you're not going anywhere. So like if you're in a shitty situation, like if right now, like you're in the shittiest situation of your life, you just have to deal with it. Like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just have to deal with it, which is odd, but yeah. But one thing I have learned is that, well, okay, to be fair, nobody's really gonna accept you, and if people do accept you, they're still gonna find you relatively weird. So you sort of have to like accept yourself, whatever that means. Um, you just have to be comfortable watching yourself go through the motions and watching yourself go through life. Yeah. Otherwise, you're probably just gonna die or some shit, which is not bad, but you naturally don't want to. For some reason, human beings are built that way. They built wanting to experience life. But yeah. I don't think people actually die. I think it's just a transference of energy from like one side to another. And I don't mean like reincarnation, not that bullshit. I just mean that like your physical body is just gonna get recycled, basically. Yeah. And people wonder what happens to consciousness. Well, okay, how I think of consciousness is this. I think that, well, our biology exists different mechanisms, when put together, support consciousness, right? But once it starts to deconstruct, right, like once you start to lose parts of yourself, then consciousness will naturally cease to exist, like an awareness. Or I think the wrong word is consciousness, because I think consciousness just means a sense of awakeness, like awareness. I think the better word would be what happens to like the sense of self. And I think the sense of self only exists or exists within every fiber of our being. It exists because of we have wrong, because of we can move, etc., etc., etc. Hence, when all of that starts to break down, that would naturally like disappear. I don't get the hype behind the song. Like, can you feel my heart? I think people hear it on TikTok and then they like it. But yeah, I'm not a TikTok person because it's gay. Yeah, but you also lose a lot of your fears when I lost a lot of my fears when I turned 21. It's like ghosts are no longer scary. Like the dark is no longer scary. People are no longer scary. It's like nothing's scary. And I guess it's because you've been through life so long that like it's like it doesn't matter, right? You realize that well, you're probably not gonna. Some things that just aren't gonna kill you, and they most likely don't even exist. I think I'm gonna eat popcorn today. But yeah, no. But yeah, you also learn not to listen to dipshits. Like some people give you the weirdest advice, and it's like it has no real bearing on your life. There's also the aspect of finding a partner, finding a girlfriend or some shit. And is it difficult? It just depends on the effort. I'm not gonna lie, like the effort. But also depends on your approach. Like I approach everything unseriously, and everyone happens to be serious, which is cool because of well, you showcase your personality off the bat, and if someone doesn't really match it, you're probably not gonna get along, right? So yeah, same concept with friends. It makes it so that you don't really waste as much time, because now imagine you actually attract the person and now you have them, but then down the line they bore you, right? You probably don't want that. And I think that's why there are a lot of dating problems, because people aren't honest with themselves and with other people. So like they get into like the weirdest relationships. Honesty can make you feel rejected, but it also makes it so that you don't waste time. That's the point. So yeah. But yeah. But I think everything's just shallow. Wow, the whole internet, YouTube shallow, Instagram shallow, everything's just shallow. Everyone's always talking about bitches, right? Like bitches and cars. Like I don't care about cars. I don't care about girls. I don't care about anything. I just wanna, I just wanna drink till I die or some shit. Like I wanna do push-ups. I wanna fight. I wanna make money. Okay, that's a necessity. It's not a matter of care. It's a necessity. I wanna be free. I wanna be a real boy. Shit. But now you have to talk about bitches and cars every time you meet up with people. It's like you meet the most random person and they're like, and they talk about their relationship problem, and you don't really care. Like that's the funny thing. You're like, for real? What? Wow. Well, they talk about like their favorite car. That's a bulk of friendships. Like most friendships, all they talk about are bitches and cars. Right? Then you find some geek talking about the latest game, and you're just like, what the fuck's going on with this planet? There's a time for shallowness. It's just, come on, guys, we can't talk about the same thing every day. Like shit, like I can't talk about bitches every day. I can't talk about games every day. I can't talk about like. It gets exhausting. We're supposed to talk about philosophy, and we're supposed to talk about why religion is negative. Talking about push-ups is also gay. I hear when people ask me about push-ups. If you do push-ups like this, shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, just do the push-ups. Push-ups are not something you talk about. Working out is not something you talk about. It's common sense, right? It's common sense that if you lift heavy things, you're gonna get better at lifting heavy things. It's common sense that if you eat while lifting heavy things, you're probably gonna get bigger. Right? Sure, there are some theoretical aspects of it, like why does your body build muscle at a certain rate? But you see that's interesting. Like we're gonna go deeper. But like you can't be talking about like fucking push-ups and some random bullshit. Like people are boring. Like I won't lie, to you, people are boring. Everyone's boring. Bitches are boring. Guys are boring. Like everyone's just a dipshit. Like right. There you know. Like you're better off talking to yourself. You'll find that more entertaining. Anyways, okay, they're not completely boring. They have their moments where it's like, okay, yeah, there's a time to interact, but for the most part, I find that time is like at least, okay. The minute I interact with someone, I need like a week to recover. I can talk to like my friends, but even they get bored sometimes. Some people are just weird. By weird, I mean some people are just like. Okay, the only difference with my friends is that I can be honest, right? I can be like, oh, come on, guys, we've been talking about bitches for the whole day, right? Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, that's the cool thing, right? But, honestly, shit. But yeah, you have to showcase your personality, and sometimes that just means dealing with boring people. But the cool thing is that it also means you don't have to deal with them long term because they don't want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to them due to the fact that you're fucking weird and they just happen to be really shallow. So yeah. But honestly, mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't like talking about girls. I don't like talking about cars. I don't like talking about anything. Like I like talking about like we can talk about why the sky is blue. That's interesting. But like, okay, it could also be because of like it's something I got over talking about in high school, right? Like in high school, all you spoke about girls and anime and stuff like that. But then now, like outside of high school, like actually no, it's not even that you're outside of high school. You just spoke about so long that like it gets boring. Like you can like you know what the problem's gonna be, you know what the solution is gonna be, right? So yeah. Some people talk about sports. The only issue is that the conversations go nowhere. Animal become so like people will be like, this team is better than that team, and the other person's gonna be like, no, this team is better. That's because it has this players. This is it. And the other guy will be like, yeah, but my team has this. And it's like it's gonna be that for like the next 15 minutes and 5 days, like. And in your head, you're like, okay, this is like easy to solve. Which team wins the most, right? And it's like, based on that, you understand which one's ability. I mean, it's an objective question. I guess the other thing people don't know how to speak. So, like, when you say this team is better than that team, you're not actually saying that statistically speaking, this team, you just say, I prefer this team over that team, and you should share my preferences. In which case, the conversation would be, why should I share your preference and not, no, I have my own preference and you should share that. It's like, yeah. But yeah, it's the same with fighters. The only difference with like MMA and stuff like that is that the conversation can be solved easily. So like, because it's like you could say, well, this fighter is better than that fighter, and I'll be like, yeah, but this fighter beat that fighter. And then you could say, okay, well, he beat him under specific conditions, and then I could say, well, a win is still a win, regardless. If you couldn't overcome it, and you say, okay, but then he was advantage and he was disadvantage. Yeah. But anyways. I'm not actually referring to anything, any team or person. I'm just replaying something. But yeah, no. Everything is shit. Yeah, no. I don't want to do this anymore. No. Anyways, let's listen to that song, The Shape, Slipknot. I like Slipknot. Slipknot scissors. Scissors. The shape. I don't know why YouTube never like the recommendations never really work, do they? Anyway, but Stella Artois. I don't know if that's French or some shit. I don't speak French or any other language as a matter of fact. Because who speaks? I don't want to speak to a French person, so I'm definitely not going to learn the language. I mean, they're fucking weird. But the point is this: the best beer is Stella Artois. Why is it the best beer? It's very light. I don't mean in terms of alcohol percentage. I mean like light in terms of like flavor, taste, how it flows. Some people like Savannah. That's a cider. It's practically like drinking juice. That's what people don't really get. Like, if you're drinking Savannah, you're basically just drinking alcohol juice. And there's nothing wrong with it if you admit that you're a bitch. Anyways, like Savannah's gay. Okay. Now I'm getting too carried away talking about. You see, that's interesting. Talking about. Okay, but that's more so an issue of preference. Like, I personally don't like ciders. I don't know. They're weird. Beers aren't that great. I know what I like, but yeah, I like that hard shit. That came up funny. Anyways, so like yeah, no. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of ciders and shit. Also, wine is the worst. Okay, champagne makes sense, right? It's sparkling wine, but wine itself tastes like a bit flat for me. Tastes like tastes like something that was left outside for too long, and that's what it practically is. It tastes like a low effort drink. I don't know. Then again, I haven't had fancy wines. I think I only had fancy wine once, and I was just like, never again. Why? Because the people poured like this small, right? Like, what is that supposed to do for me? I don't care what the taste. Like, shit. Taste. I like the $10 fuck taste, not like shit. Anyways, I'm too strong. Like, yeah, but nah. It was an interesting experience. Like, how are you gonna pour something this small? Like, fill it up a bit. Like, shit. Like, am I supposed to die of dehydration? The irony behind that statement, or the ignorance behind it. So yeah, I'm not a wine drinker. I also don't like cocktails. I don't like wine. I don't like cocktails. I don't like ciders. What else is gay? I don't like anything mixed. Okay, I guess that's a cocktail. So I don't like anything mixed, right? Like if you mix something, you're trying to kill me, right? Like some people dash alcohol. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What are we being gay here? Anything 0% is gay. I don't like. Well, I think. Oh yeah. I don't like. Okay. Whiskey is not bad just because of its 43%. But realistically speaking, if I had options, I'd only drink vodka. Yeah. And I'm not posting this, otherwise I'm gonna get cooked. The things I say. Anyways, so like yeah, no. So I don't like any of that gay shit. Right? Like if you're having a party with that shit, don't invite me. Okay, invite me because I have nothing better to do. But just know that I'm gonna complain about it the whole night, the whole day, depending on what time the party starts. Like I'm probably gonna complain about it till I die. You get what I'm saying? Like how you gonna host a party with wine? The fuck? That's not a party. That's like a what is that? It's like okay. When women drink wine, okay, it's still weird. You know why? Because women that drink wine are alcoholics. There's nothing wrong with being an alcoholic if you're a male. When you're a woman and an alcoholic, it's a bit weird. Okay, no, not really. Okay, no, it is. Okay, it depends. If it doesn't show. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being an alcoholic when you're a woman if it doesn't show that you're an alcoholic. Because some women look like alcoholics, and that's fucking weird, right? So like, you shouldn't look like an alcoholic if you're a woman if you're an alcoholic, right? Like yeah, but yeah. So yeah, no. But yeah, codeine is also weird. I don't know. I don't get the hype. Maybe bigger doses. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, no. So yeah. Honestly, yeah. Alcohol is good for the heart and soul. I'm kidding. And nothing is inherently good or bad. Everything's gonna have its implications or issues. Except for certain things. Certain things are gonna be okay. I guess you could say some things are more bad and whatever. There's a scale, right? So this thing's 90% bad, but alcohol would be like it's a 50-50. But statistically speaking, considering the fact that a lot of people are drinkers, I'd say it's not that bad. It just depends on the user. I guess that's when you clarify and say the usage of alcohol is bad or good. But I'd say it really just depends. I'd say it's mostly good. Most people can enjoy it without killing a bunch of people. But yeah. See, like if you gave school shooters like if school shooters had started drinking instead of like shooting up a school to deal with their problems by drinking, right? Think about it. Like sometimes you have to be two steps ahead. Anyways, to someone. Oh, come on, man. But yeah, no. Um, yeah. Uh, there, yeah, yeah. So yeah, no. Honestly, yeah. One thing I also don't like is food. A lot of people like eating. I don't get the hype. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like a lot of people like every time it's like sometimes it's like when you go out with a person, they're like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. In your head, you're asking yourself, the fuck's going on with this person? Right? Like, how are you gonna be hungry for the whole day? You know what I'm saying? It's like people are always hungry. Like I don't get it. People like food. And I find it weird. Like I used to like food. I never really liked food. I was just like a binge eater. But like you get over it. You realize that it starts to make you tired. I guess it's also the change in activities. So like the thing is when okay, I can't think as effectively when I'm full, right? Because my body still has to digest the food. And sure I could eat less, but then all my brain is thinking about is more and more and more. Like the minute you start eating, you want more. Eating is like alcohol. Like the minute you just start drinking, you want more and more and more and more and more until you've had enough, right? So like I can't think as effectively when I eat. Maybe that's why I'm not really a big fan of eating because all I do is think. And people are like, that's negative. And I'm like, no, you need to think, right? And by think I mean consciously. I don't mean stress. Some people like just dwell on the problem without solutions. Yeah, but I like puzzles. So like, yeah, you need to think. Well, you don't need to, but then life is better when you do. Depends. Okay, if your life sucks when you're not thinking, it's gonna suck a little bit less when you start thinking. It's not that life becomes fun. So yeah, no. Okay, that sounds good. I like this album though. But anyway, yeah, yeah, thinking, yeah. But eating is good for people who just want to watch TV and shit like that. And sure, yeah, that's the only time I'd say I feel like eating when I'm watching TV. Why? Because my brain needs to be numb to process the TV. Otherwise, I'm just thinking about every scene. I'm just like, why did this person do that? It's like if I'm hungry while watching a movie, then all I'll do is think. But yeah, no. A lot of people are obsessed with their religion. They take it very seriously, like the religion is serious in and of itself. That always confuses me. Like a lot of people are like, I'm very serious about and passionate about my religion, but your religion is stupid. It's like me being passionate about crayons. I don't know how you pronounce that word, but yeah, crayons. Fuck it, I don't know. It's like sure I feel passionate about crayons and I have crayons, whatever, but it's stupid. It's like what does a crayon do? Bear in mind it's an example. It's not like yeah, it's an example. It's like crayons are insignificant, right? And so is religion. Everything good that you figured out with religion, you could have figured out without religion, right? But now it just adds all that extra bullshit that you have to that you genuinely believe in because of it happened to benefit you in some way. You know what I'm saying? It's like me saying murder is good because of you can defend your family by doing it. And now I solely believe in murder. Right? Like it doesn't make sense, right? It's like there needs to be nuance. So okay, sure, it preaches about some good things and I'll take that and it's affected me and impacted me positively, right? But then I'm not gonna take all the stupid shit that comes with it just because it's impacted me in some way, right?